busy boo-boo. Busy boo-boo. All right. Are we coming through loud and clear? You want rocks? The return of the UNIRockalot. The return. There'll be a really awesome sound effect followed by really cool music and stuff after I say the return of the live streaming. Why aren't you playing a sound effect? We got to start tonight with an argument. Really? I suppose I can read Trio's donation since it literally funds the show. Trio says, this show is brought to you by work boots. When flip-floppers don't belong on the trail, good old fact-checked work boots pave the way. Promo code NAT. Yo, mama. I don't think I can do it better. I was going to argue with you, but I can't beat that, so let's go. Let's hit it. I can't beat that. What am I supposed to do? And listen, you guys want rocks, I'm going to give you rocks because I know it's been a few minutes since it's been a few days since I streamed. I just want to let you guys know the reason I haven't streamed is very personal. I'm not going to talk about it here. You know, but life does things to you. You get me? And it changes you forever is all I can say. So I just, you know, I wish I could talk to you about it. I do, because it would like help me process it. I'm kind of like traumatized here. I'm not even playing. But either way, the good news is I've been telling you guys for like 2 weeks, I'm going to have a resolution to some issues going on. We've had it. We've got the resolution. And that has taken this giant weight off of me. But I still have another giant weight put on me. And that's why I literally have a video that's 40 minutes long that I just have to edit the last 10 minutes of to upload. That was going to get uploaded yesterday, but it was impossible. So hopefully that'll be out tomorrow. It looks like it will be. But I might have to take tomorrow off to handle, you know, some family stuff. And family stuff comes first, so that's all I can say. I know there's all these stupid rumors out there about me. They're not true. I think that's pretty obvious by this point. And if those rumors were true, I wouldn't have to handle the things I'm dealing with right now. So I wouldn't want the rumors to be true. I love my kids. I love my girlfriend. I love my family. And I love my mom, but I don't get to see her that much because I know the rumor is that I live with her. I don't. Or any other family member other than Rachel and the kids. Where do these rumors come from? They're all meant to start. These people like to go lie about criticizers. You know, those of us, the reason people will look at the people who are talking about these scenarios, right, that are going on out there, and they may think to themselves, like, why does UNIRock talk about this? Or why does Menace talk about this? Why does Nate the lawyer sometimes talk about this stuff? It's because we've been through it. We were put through it. Holy shit, you've been a member for 19 freaking months, Trio. That is amazing. Trio says this message has a green background, so Busy can look good. Become a member. Busy needs you. You can message Trio and tell him all that stuff about how much you love him later, Busy. That's not appropriate right now. We're doing a stream. He loves you, but he's got a lot more to say to you. I would just look in your DMs. I'm sure he's going to message you. He's a weirdo. No, back to what I was saying, and that's the thing. Like, it's almost, if you guys think that I didn't know that this was going to happen, I literally told you that this would happen with the putting down criticizers, trying to take people that will actually talk about some of the stuff that's going on out there and be real with you about it and show you the source clips. Because there's a certain kind of thing that happens. You can see this in YouTube channels very easily. You've got YouTube channels that will come up and they'll tell you how they feel. And then you've got channels out there who will do nothing more than upload a source clip. So there's no commentary whatsoever. So you got these two extremes. Then you've got the people that mix that together. And this weird kind of thing, this weird category has started around the communities we're talking about, where they don't show you any source clip whatsoever. But do they then not give you an opinion? No, they tell you not only their opinion, they tell you what the facts are, and they don't show you the source. So they'll go out, let's use me for example, they'll tell you I've said something, and 99% of what they say I've said out there is not true. And that's why they don't put a clip behind it. But it's not just me, it's even the source of the story that's happening. So that's why, like, you know, it really bothers some of my moderators, because it's not that I expect them to bring clips or I expect you guys to bring clips if you want me to cover something. It's just that, like, if it relates to a certain kind of story where there will be a controversy or another side that's going to try to spin it for their own benefit, you have to have the source material. And when I say clips, I mean tweets, clips, or whatever the source is. So if you don't know what's happened out there, this little intro is important, because Nat, you remember Nat from the Tati Westbrook lawsuit? She wants us to talk about her. And I suppose since she wants us to talk about her, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to play her video, though. I might play some clips of her video. But ironically, there are YouTubers out there that can play her video without being struck down. Though then there are people out there that play clips from her videos, and she thinks she has a right to strike them. We need to do an entire video on that mess, because YouTube really should be holding some kind of penalty to people that file frivolous copyright strikes. The thing is, Nat does not have the ability, unless you just straight rip her shit. And if you're providing commentary, she doesn't have the right to file a copy strike like she's been doing. So that's why I'm hesitant to play a Nat clip for. Also, this story has been, what in the hell is, oh, that's this. Okay. I'm making sure my green screen's working okay. I haven't set my green screen up, my lights, anything. Everything has just been patched together. My camera looks horrible. I don't care. I'm just going to stream with you so we can cover the insanities, just so you know. I'm not tidying up. I've been working in video production, so I don't need this stuff. But we're going to do the normal thing. We're going to talk about what's been going on out there, and then hopefully we'll play some Tarkov, because that's what I really want to do. That's what's really fun. Anyway, though, Nat came out and she did some videos that she uploaded to her channel and then immediately deleted. Those videos basically were copies. Do you remember the last time she uploaded a video and then took it down? And the video tried to say that all these people are innocent and they haven't done anything wrong and all this garbage, right? Now, she did that again today, but she did it with like 4 or 5 videos. So like 4 or 5 videos of her saying, you know, this person sucks is good and would never do anything effed up, even though we already know she's done a million effed up things that she doesn't try to fix or apologize for, while demanding everybody else apologize and fix things about themselves. Then this person's a good person. This person's a good person. And you can pretty much guess she names the entire cult. The people who I say are in a cult is not the anti-KJ community. That is the cult lying about who I say is in a cult. I've never even said that Nat was in a cult. And the reason she thinks that I'm saying she's in a cult, not saying she hasn't interacted with the cult or pushed the cult's narrative, which she has a lot. Ironically, in her uploads, she pushed the cult narrative the entire time. Both times, in my opinion, because what you have is Nat telling you exactly what's going on out there, what happened and what she's worried about and what she fears will happen, what trouble she thinks she's going to get in, what trouble others think they're going to get in. She told you just about everything in those videos. But when she came out and said, don't think that these are bad people, and then in the next video upload that she did, she pretty much turns it sideways and says, well, you know, they did do this. So before, she says she was an altar, and her altar according to her, her alter was saying, these are good people. You need to not think they did something wrong. Dottie, all the rest of them, the cult. Then, while saying that, addressing it to me, saying it's not a cult. Then, she uploads the video as Nat. So not an alter. She's Nat this time, according to her. She's herself saying that the original alters, when the alter did those X amount of videos today, they were lies. And Nat is finally here to tell us what the truth is. And that's when Nat says some really impactful stuff. Now, of course, you've got the cult out there just going crazy, flying off the handle. And they've even been working their sock accounts as hard as they can, going underneath live streams that have been done about this. And I tweeted this out if you want to see it. All of them saying similar things and such. Pretty funny stuff. But the point here is that I know that a lot of people have been trying to send me these videos. And maybe we'll watch them. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just talk about what happened with it. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I do think it's kind of funny and kind of fun to discuss what's going on with this. But in the same breath, I don't really care to, in a way, right? The thing is, what they don't understand is that the FBI is involved. This is kind of, you've probably seen my thumbnail. Let me actually pull up my thumbnail because it has, where's my other folder at? There it is. Let me pull up my thumbnail because my thumbnail has one of Saltzy's tweets in it. And here it is. Let me blow this up for you. So Saltzy is responding to Irish and saying, thank you, Irish. The FBI informed us they believe Nat is at the center of all the hacking and threats. She received help from at least 2 others that we know about. Nat has admitted all of this to Irish. More will eventually come out in court filings. So we can gather, because we know we can trust what Saltzy's saying. And I have tried to hit him up, and if he does get a hold of me and tells me I can tell you something this week, I'll upload it on UNIRock too. But I haven't heard from him yet. It's Sunday, of course, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, what we can take from this tweet from Saltzy is that, one, the FBI are still working this case. They've finally been able to pin Nat as part of the problem instead of someone that was trying to help the FBI, and that she is being helped by several people around her. She also did it. Now, he says Nat has admitted all of this to Irish. Now, what I was told, again, I'm telling you that I was told this, not that it's true, but I do think it's true. I was told that Irish had a video call with Nat and other people, and I forget all who it was. Someone even said Saltzy might have been there. It might not have. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just telling you what I heard. And that they have her recorded admitting what she did. On the other side of this, Saltzy will remember something that happened between me and him. Maybe this would have been right around the time Nat uploaded that last video. You remember I went live and I was showing you where all these spoofed emails were flying in. Well, let's see if we can travel back in time to when I messaged Saltzy. Hey, you're doing all right tonight with the sound effects. I wouldn't have even expected you to do that sound effect. Do you know how much programming it would take to do a whole wobbly effect every time? We're not doing that right now. We're doing a stream. Jeez. But back to what I was saying. If we travel back to when I messaged Saltzy, I literally had some pieces of evidence that came from videos that were recording Nat using her computer, and we had discovered some things when analyzing the video, and I'd sent it straight to Saltzy. I said, Saltzy, Nat is doing the hacking along with some other people, and he said, well, I would think that too, UNIRock, but the fact that she has turned over all of her stuff, all of her accounts, and her IP, we don't think that she was, maybe she participated, but she definitely isn't one of the main people doing it, right? So I was very upfront with all of you that I did think Nat was participating. In fact, if you go to my last stream, now some people look at my streams and they'll be like, oh my God, it's a 7-hour stream. We only talk and we only do the actual show for like an hour or two, okay? Maybe 3 hours if there's a lot to cover, or if someone's in here with us like Nate. Then we play video games. So when you see my streams being really long, That's just, you know, some people will be like, I got to go through a 7-hour stream just to get what Uni's saying. No, I stream just as long as everybody else does. I just play video games for a few hours at the end of my streams. So don't be overwhelmed by the length. Though in the last video I did, it was like, where are the ROs or whatever, right? You'll hear me tell you that. This is before any of this garbage has happened or that tweet with Saltzy. And I tell you that, yeah, I do have my own opinion about what Nat did. But when someone like Saltzy, who is actually plugged into the FBI, getting all the updates and all that, tells you, you know, this is what Nat did. And why would anyone that's actually doing the hacking even communicate with Saltzy, even communicate with the FBI? Why wouldn't they do their best to ignore them, get a lawyer, remain anonymous? Well, I think we know. I do think that Nat has troubles. She admits it, right? That she's got mental disorders. I do too. I've got depression, anxiety, insomnia, and all that stuff from my time in the military and everything. So no diss, because I have it all. I have mental disorders also, and I know hers are way worse than mine. Because DID is a very hard to understand thing. I bet it's even hard to study. They probably have to have like the best, you know, psychological doctors study that, because it's just so complex. And I have already told you, I don't claim to be an expert in it or understand it. I just try my best to respect it and bring you what I can. Now, when he tells me, look, if she is doing it, we will know now that she's given over all this stuff. And at least we're going to respect the fact that she's working with us. I agreed with Saltzy on that. That's why when I went live, I would always say to you that that's the reason why I'm not doing any type of discussion on that, right? And another reason why I didn't want to is because I do feel Nat is clickbaiting us. And I feel that she's trying to get attention from us. In fact, I would go as far as to say I know that. She wants us to bring her up. I think she gets an adrenaline rush from it. I think it excites her. I think it makes her feel like she's part of everything. And maybe that's just something she desires. I just, you know, that this is the wrong way to get it. And it's not going to do anyone any favors, especially with the outcomes that we've seen because of the threats that are out there. And let's read this one more time, okay? Let's just go through it and let this sink in real quick, because I find this to be a really impactful piece of information for anyone that followed the threats and the hackings and the lies and the attacks involving the Tati Westbrook lawsuit, which, by the way, is a very severe crime. You cannot interfere with someone seeking justice and mess with their case that way. And that's why it's so severe, right? Okay. Thank you, Irish. The FBI informed us they believe Nat is at the center of all of the hackings and threats. She received help from at least 2 others that we know about. She admitted all this to Irish. More will eventually come out in court filings. Somebody went underneath him saying this and said, we tried to tell you this months ago and you didn't listen to us. Why in the world didn't you listen to us? What are you talking about? How do you think Saltzy got to the core of this? He got to the core of this by listening and by actually looking into it, right? What Nat did, I think, is try to prolong her being discovered as a piece of the puzzle. And I think she told herself, I'm going to hand over all my shit to the FBI, because she did. And I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you this or not, and I hope Saltzy doesn't get mad at me, but she even handed over, they even gave access to the FBI to a router, to one of her routers, so that they could literally see the web traffic, okay? So that tells us, and I'm saying this in defense of Saltzy, for any trolls out there that are trying to shit on him for doing this. He's doing an impossible job, by the way. This is not easy with the way that technology is always changing. When you get somebody using internet technology, VPNs, other types of masking services, spoofed emails, IP removal software, whatever the hell they're doing to try and like keep Saltzy and the FBI and others from being able to, while at the same time, you know what's funny? Maybe some of you are going to finally open your eyes now and look out at the YouTube community, because look at these creators out there who are trying to put out a narrative that the FBI isn't looking into all of this, at the same time that they're acknowledging that they can trust Saltzy, right? They look at Saltzy for all these months and say, like, Saltzy's the dude. But then what do we see them do? other than try to make fun of the fact that the FBI is looking into this. Now, I won't name everyone who did that. You know, the cult themselves did, Sheshlier and the others. They wanted to make a big boomer joke out of the fact that the FBI is involved. The FBI is only involved because people threatened Saltzy's kids and took pictures of Saltzy's kids and did disgusting things with them and then sent them to him. They tried to create accounts on sites, and they did all of their tricks that we've seen them do in some fashion or another, going back a long period of time in order to be able to troll Saltzy. The minute they realized that WOACB would be making a deal with Tati and that Saltzy would not be going against Katie, that Saltzy would be allied with Katie after they made a deal. And I don't think any of them were smart enough, and I do mean the cult, not the anti-KJ community, that core group of trolls, the people that are trying to, you know, work together to influence the Tati lawsuit in some way through whatever action they take, whether it's lying to the audience, lying to the public, trying to fill someone with information that they know is testifying, whatever it is they're doing. That's who I'm talking about. But back to what I was saying, in the end of the day, Saltzy got to this conclusion through, I think that by you know, I can't say that Saltzy did anything super expert-like when it comes to the internet, but I think that his decisions in how to deal with people so that he could get to the truth were more than expert-like. I think they were genius level. Like, I think that's why he probably makes all that money, right? He took that lawyer sense, brought it into the realm he was in here, and tried to deal with all the complications that it brings. But the truth is, he did the impossible, and he's gotten to the bottom of at least the core element of the threats, of the lying, of the hacking. And you yourself have to finally open your eyes. You got to wake up. Do you think that the people out there, like, here's an example. You remember when one of these people doxed me while live on a stream. So you think that that's the only time they were doxing me and other people out there is while they were live on that stream? Hell no. They had doxed and did that behavior so much that when they weren't paying attention, when they weren't, you know, really focusing, they slipped up, and then people found out about it because of their mess up, because of their idiocy, right? That applies. That thought process applies across the board. So when you see these people sending threats, when you see these people, then the same people that are around the people sending threats, you see the way they're acting, and you start to say, do their actions benefit the truth? Do they benefit reality? Or do they benefit some narrative that would only be good for them? Well, here's an example. Them making fun of the fact that the FBI is looking into such a serious issue. That should never have been memed on in the most... If they did it in a funny way, I'd actually give it to them, but they're boomers and they don't know how to meme. So they memed on it in the most boomer memey way. Because why? Because the narrative that they were pushing helped them. They needed their audience members who give them money regularly. They dono, they super chat, they join channels, they spread information for them, they share, they talk, they actually make up the backbone of what allows these people to do this. And they want those specific people to chirp the narrative and follow the narrative of the fact that you can go ahead and treat the FBI's involvement in this as some type of, you know, loose thing or some type of non-important thing. And you can take that thought process through so many of the behaviors that you've seen out of these guys, like the R report, like them threatening Katie physically, like threatening other people, like the way they treat criticizers, everything they're doing. Oh, Irish is here and can clear up or answer questions. Okay, I'll definitely jump in. I'll take the chat. See, Irish should come on sometime. Irish is in the chat and has info. Can you send it to Navy? Is Navy in the chat? Let me ask him. Let me see which mod is here. Navy, are you busy? If not, can you DM with Irish or I don't know if one of you other guys, one of the other peeps want to, so check what you dropped. Okay. No, Irish, I was just doing an introduction to my stream, but you know, if that's how you feel, okay, no problem. Hey, it's okay. All right. I literally am just talking to my audience for the first time in like 5 days, and then I was going to look at the chat, but you know, maybe if you want to talk to me in a little bit, I don't know. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, but I was basically saying, when you look at the way that the people around this situation act, you can determine whether they're being honest or whether they're not. And the backbone of that was saying, like, to check these kind of weird narratives. And what I mean by, okay, so let's use the FBI again. You say to yourself, any normal person is going to look at the FBI coming into this and say, it's a good thing. They're going to say, like, well, yeah, these people shouldn't be threatening Saltsy's kids or anyone's kids, bringing anyone's family into it. And thank God that now there's an authority looking. Everybody's going to say great, because nobody wants someone on the internet doing that kind of stuff to other people, right? And when you see that there are some people out there that are literally in a group setting coming up with one of the dumbest like responses, the fact where they're like making fun of the fact that the FBI is doing this, really, it doesn't just show that it might be good for them in the realm of YouTube. Why would it? It wouldn't. The only I said this back when this all happened. The only time that would be bad for what was going on is if they themselves were worried about the FBI's conclusion, right? Maybe they're scared of the FBI looking into this because everyone else is like, good. Even if, let's say, it was over something less serious than like kids being threatened and Saltsy being threatened, less serious than that, I think people would say, well, there's nothing fucked up going on around here, right? So who cares if they look into things other than maybe people that are doing something fucked up? And yeah, let's just close it out. I was just trying to end what I was saying. Irish, if you've got info, send it in, and you're more than welcome to hit us up anytime. I just wasn't looking at my chat, wasn't ignoring you. Let me see what my mods are saying, though, real quick, and try to figure that out, and then we'll get a moving here. All right, so the mod said the Irish wanted to give me some info or something, so I'm trying to see if one of the mods want to maybe, like, communicate with Irish for whatever info Irish wanted to send in, and then we'll decide what to do from there. I think it's a good plan. I'm trying to hit up Navy. It doesn't look like... Hold on. Hold on. She was saying that Nat confessed to her on the record. Yeah, I'd heard that. Yeah, I'd love to know the details, honestly, if Irish wants to send them in or whatever. But I don't typically do that kind of stuff mid the beginning of a stream, though, because I usually have a few things I'm going to put out and show people. So I don't mind interrupting what I'm doing, though. So yeah, it's whatever's clever. Hold on. Hold on real quick. She needs to explain on the record and recorded meeting that took place 8/22. When would 8/22 have been? 2 months ago? I have been publicly silent out of respect for Salt's and active investigations. Yeah, I saw that earlier. I saw that before this. Let me check the live chat, and then we'll figure out what's going on. I'm going to start from right here, though. So if anything happened up here, I'm probably going to not see it. Okay. Uni on a monologue tangent. Always. Well, I do. I plan out what I'm going to say in the beginning of a stream, you know? Irish says Nadine, so she can talk shit anyone else she wants. Dr. Cross, well, if they dox the wrong person just once, lol. I think they dox the wrong person several times, but, you know, it depends on which one you're talking about. They dox a lot. Nadine says, so can everybody else. Yeah, there's no reason to have any type of negative thought process, y'all. I mean, everyone here's friends, so it's all good. Send in what? I was in the confession call, lol. Oh, well, my mod had told me in Discord that you had said you had information, so I figured you'd want to, you know, communicate it to a mod or something or whatever. So that's all that was about. Let's see. Spicy, did you have a swear word? Sometimes certain words will cause a super chat to be rejected. Yeah, we don't, what usually super chats don't have the really strict YouTube bot applied to it, but it will apply like basic, you know, cursing. And though people curse in super chats all the time, so I don't even think it applies that. I don't know. You know, YouTube changes that shit every day. All I know is if you send something or type in a chat, my mods are typically going to let it go through, even if it's bad, so. Nadine says, laughing at hypocrisy and fence-sitting bullshit, Shin and Irish have no more info than what Nat recorded today. Well, I don't know. I don't know what Irish or Shin or anyone has. I literally have been busy the last few days, and then this happened while I was editing a video. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to go live and see what everybody has to say and look at everything. So, you know, there's really nothing more than that. I know there's this stupid narrative that I talked to Katie and I talked to all these YouTubers. I haven't been. I've been dealing with family shit. So, you know, I haven't talked to Katie in months, and I haven't even talked to Nate in days because of the stuff I've been going through at home. So, you know. Anyway. Nadine says, CJ, is this the mafia? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the mafia is in there is what I mean. You get me? It could be. Let's see here. I just think you guys are kind of arguing a little bit, which is okay if you want to argue. I'm just trying to understand here. Soccer season? Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, August. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in any of that. You know, I got this new rule. When a YouTuber tries to threaten me, I just stop giving them any attention, and I just ignore them. You get me? So. Nadine says, just curious, what is so different than what Nat confessed today? I don't know. I just started. I haven't even got a chance to say anything. If you're talking about me, I mean. And I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to know. Nadine says, my super chat was rejected. Well, how is it rejected? Because I need to message YouTube if your super chats are being rejected. Let me check my super chat stuff. I got my analytics right now. My viewer activity right here. Look. It's not even showing any. Damn it. There we go. It's not even showing any. Even though I've had at least 3. So I don't know if YouTube's just bugging out or what. It's pissing me off. Damn it. I don't... Listen to me, Nadine. I will not reject your super chat, okay? I'm broke. You know, you got a super chat you want to send in? Hey, try PayPal. And you can put a message in if you send PayPal too, and it'll go through. So you don't even have to super chat. If you want to type like super chat and then put parentheses and tell me what you were going to say, I'll read it out loud just like it was a super chat. Just go ahead and type it, you know? Why, thank you, MF and Crack. It already has. Thank God. There's already been a good resolution. But thank you for that. I appreciate you. Oh, I know. Well, I think it's like 30 or 40%. YouTube's a little... Susan says test at $6.99. Okay, so this one worked. This is all I see, y'all. All I have, like, I can't reject any super chats or anything like that. I got that. And then I got this viewer activity button right there. And look, it's finally working. So that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is on YouTube's back. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, and this isn't just for Irish, it's for anybody. If you've got something that you think I should see or something I should know or anything, or if you even want to come on and talk, you can hit up some of the mods that have a wrench in the chat. If you don't follow them on Twitter, if you don't talk with the mods on Twitter, you can hit them up in the chat. They'll tell you what their @ signs are, and you can talk to them on Twitter or some other way, and they'll help you get whatever you want to get to me, or whatever you want to say, or whatever if you want to come on, whatever. So just saying, give Irish a link to come on. I mean, that's the thing. If Irish would hook up with one of the mods, tell the mods what Irish wants to talk about. While Irish does that, I'll show you the stuff I've got pulled up, and then we can figure that out. But it can't happen in the snap of a finger. Sorry, it has to be, anyone that comes on has to be vetted through my mods. But I think everybody understands that. So many trolls out there and so many people that want to waste time. And I don't think Irish, like the Irish Badass account, if I'm thinking it's the same account that I'm thinking of, would do that. But here's the thing. We can't even check accounts now. So look at Navy right here, and I know who Navy is, but if I click next to Navy, I can't go to his channel. So somebody could create a Navy with the same picture, and I wouldn't even know. So you have to hit my mods up and talk to him, or else I can't pull anyone in. Just for many reasons. It has nothing to do with anything else. But while we wait and see what happens, it looks like Navy's back, and Navy usually takes that on. Let's go ahead and, I hate to do it, but I'm going to get back into doing what I was doing. So let me explain something first here. Usually while I'm talking, I've prepared what I'm saying beforehand. And especially at the beginning of a show, leading into what I'm going to show you and talk about. So yeah, if I'm not responding to anything in the chat, let the moderators know. That's like our system, so that nobody gets ignored or anything, okay? And mods, if you need me, Navy says, if Irish wants to DM me, I'm good. Okay, good. Okay, well, there we go. Now, let's go back into the show, get it going, and we'll figure out what we're doing after that. So here we go. Let's just reset a little bit. Let's reset. Okay. Okay, smoky pants. Here we go, ski. So anyway, I was showing you this, which is an image from Salty that I went ahead and put in my thumbnail. So, you know, I pulled my thumbnail. It's a really good thumbnail. Look at all those lobsters. It's a lobster book. It's a book about lobster cults. Nat has admitted all of this to Irish, which I assume is the Irish that was in the chat, but unless Irish hits up the mods, we won't know. So what did I say earlier? Because now I've lost track of where I was. Irish supposedly got Nat to admit to some things and then recorded it to give to Saltz, or Saltz was there, or maybe whatever. So that would tell us that Nat, in the very least, has told someone that she's behind hacky stuff. Now, here's my issue. While I had thought that months ago, as I said earlier, and communicated that to Saltsy, Saltsy was pretty adamant that because she had given over all of her stuff, that we would wait and see. You know, like, at least she's cooperating, and because she's given over access to so many things, she can't really walk that back, and then we can fact check it. Because you do know, with Nat's disorder, she tends to say things that aren't true a lot. Like you saw today, which was the backbone behind the issue. So she has an alter, which is, for those of you that don't know what we're saying, it's an alter personality. And I heard somebody describe it like this way earlier today, which I think makes it a little clearer. They said, it's not that there's an altered personality. Imagine that inside her head that she has a bunch of like regular personalities, and sometimes this one's active, sometimes that one's active. And they were saying that their friend in real life, they have a friend who has this disorder. That is what they go through. So like when this alter person, when this other personality's on, the other ones are off. And if another one comes on, the other one goes off, and etc. And so essentially you're saying that like a person, because thinks they're a completely different person, right? I got to give you guys rocks. So if you want the rocks, I forgot to do that too. Rocks coming, gotta chat or emoji. And I'll talk while I give the rocks. I've had to do this a few times, so I've had practice. So anyway, when Nat made the admission to Irish, the first thing I think is that, yes, an admission like that is probably valuable, and it will, I think, be, like with anything Nat says, what I've always done is take what, and it doesn't have to be Nat, it could be anybody, but because we're talking about Nat today, I take what Nat said and then compare it to the evidence that we have, right? Let me load up 150,000 rocks so everybody has some. Okay, and I'll pay them out here in a minute. So does it mean her admitting to doing the hacking means that she did it? Well, no, but what that would mean is that Saltzy can let the FBI know, which it seems like he's done, and then they can check, right? They can apply it to the data they have from that stuff and all that. So anyway, that must have happened to some extent. And in the end, Nat, and I think that's what made Nat come out and say what she said. That was my opinion today. Because Saltzy said this at around 2 p.m. I think that's Eastern time. I hope that I'm right on that. Either way, the order of operations as I had seen it was that Saltzy had said this, and he said it in reply, so it's not even on the front of his Twitter. Nat must have noticed that, and then maybe she had a reaction that led to her. Why is my fucking glasses all jacked up? She had the reaction that we all saw, which was uploading a bunch of videos, making a bunch of claims, saying a bunch of things. And honestly, this seems to me like it's just kind of a round and round. It's like a merry-go-round. And I feel like it's a little bit of a wasted amount of time to just entertain more things that Nat is claiming, especially this late in the story. Though, because I did have an opportunity to come stream tonight, I said, fuck it, we'll talk about it. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pay out. We're going to talk about it, but it's not important, okay? The important thing is that Nat gave over all of her stuff to the FBI, and now the FBI, which is the authorities in this case, and I went ahead and paid out. The FBI and Saltzy, who would be the authority in the case, now have the information they need to get to the bottom of it. So either way it goes, no matter what the other information is, I think I've brought you up to speed, other than telling you the main point. Like I said, a few minutes ago, I said that I didn't even really care to talk about this. So you're going to say, then why are you talking about it? Because of what Nat said. Nat said some stuff, and then some clips happened that just make it worth it, all right? There's some very memeable material that happened, and then also there's a few other things that happen that you just need to see. That I even think that these things are probably more interesting and more worth paying attention to than the entire story. But who cares, right? Either way, let's go ahead and pull this stuff up real fast so that we can get to a couple other things that we're going to talk about tonight. Like, did you see this? I'm not going to talk about this right now, but Uncivil went live with Nate and Legal Bites, and they were talking about the Todd Chrisley lawsuit with Katie. Nate and I had already broken that down, and Nate said that he was 80% likely that Katie was going to win to have this thrown out, and I think they actually agree with Nate and all think that the filing is really bad. So we're going to look at this later, but just a preview, I have this little clip for you.
Moreover,
oh my holy Lord.
The sex tape statements are so sensationalistic as to be improbable on their face.
Oh
Quote,
my God.
Any reasonable person, reasonable, listen, let's finish it. Any reasonable person would have cause to doubt the claim that a father attempted to extort his daughter by threatening to release a sex tape or nude photos involving her. Go.
I'm confused. This is something that would be written by KJ's lawyers, because this is how Tucker Carlson and what's her face on
Rachel Maddow won.
Rachel Maddow. Yeah.
That's not.
Okay, so I just want to make sure you know we do have a couple other things to talk about, and it's pretty funny. I did like Uncivil Law's response. Anyway, here we go. Navy, well, type to me in general, Navy. Yeah, hit me in general. Okay. All right, hold up. I got a clip that I want you to see here. I just got to find it. I'm hoping Menace uploaded it. Ah, come on. All right. Anyway, this is a good clip. Let me find it here. I got it in my downloads, so that'd be easy. I think this is it.
And they were like going in and out, and that's why the IPs were different. I know that they were heavily involved.
Okay, so she's saying they were heavily involved. She's talking, I think you could probably say it's the same people we consider the cult, but anyway.
I know that Steve was involved.
Okay, so let me play that one little piece for you again. Listen closely.
I know that Steve was involved.
Okay, so I'm going to play her reaction, but before I get there, I kind of want to have a disclaimer. So here's the disclaimer. Nat came out, like I said, and claims her alter, you know, a different personality, lied and uploaded like 4 videos where she addressed one to me, she addressed one to like Shin or something, talked about, like, she said, first of all, that they weren't a cult. Okay. In fact, I've got this written down. Let me go over there too. Okay. I got all the notes that people wanted me to like say were the most interesting things. Oh, I do have a video. I literally have a video also. Okay. Anyway, so point number 1, they're not a cult, right? And I think that she and others may be confused on what I call a cult. I am saying that the cult of people are a group of people that were around before the non-sec channel, the defunct dead channel that everybody keeps bringing up, that from there went on to condition a group of audience members that they held really close to them and use those audience members to all lie at the same time on Twitter, on YouTube, in comment sections. Basically, their full-time job was to all lie about the same thing and spam those lies under sock accounts, under regular accounts, and try to get people to believe the bullshit that they spammed. And it worked in the very beginning because nobody knew what was going on. It was a small group of people. And as it went on, that group is the group of people that Katie accused the main leader guy of SH, right? In the beginning, back in June of 2019. And then from then, the cult is the group of people that were around that group that moved forward, who created that Facebook group and went forward to get Katie got an RO against them and tried to now get an RO against other members of that cult. So there's one of 2 ways of thinking now that you hear Nat say that she's not in a cult. She knows what a cult is. She used to be a member of a religious cult. And she's saying that this group is in a cult. That tells me something. that tells me she's admitting to being a part of that group, a part of the cult, and that her opinion is that it's not a cult after being around them and experiencing them. That's pretty weird, because I remember when I came out and told you guys that the info that we had showed that it was extremely likely that the people who I call a cult were trying to affect Nat. And now I think everybody knows why that is, now that they see what Nat's doing here, and the fact that we had DMs between, I believe it was Tina, or it was either Tina or someone else and Nat that I showed you in a stream, the last stream. So I think that has all of that kind of has an effect on some of the narratives and lies that are out there. But either way, so Nat tried to say that they're not a cult, and then went on to say that you can trust a certain group of people. She said Boomy Morgan. She said EKC people suck. Entitled Karen Cult people suck. She said Tina, I'll cut you. She said Steve. And she said some others. Then she went on to, she said a bunch of other stuff I don't care about right now. We'll talk about it later. And did another video addressed to Shin, and even said that she hated Charlotte, she hated Waxy. And when you listen to her talk, the altar talk, it was exactly the narrative that this small group of people want people to believe. So it really goes to you know, logic that these people are still having an effect on her, and that she is affected by this group of people. Okay? Though, disclaimer, what you're hearing here is when she came back as Nat, not her alter, as Nat, and said the opposite. She didn't say they were a cult, I don't think, but she said that they all were involved and that the leader was involved in stuff, and this is going to be her reaction. She didn't mean to play this clip. In fact, as soon as she played this, she played it a second time, then stopped playing the video altogether, had to walk away for a minute, not realize, oh God, I just played something that actually proves hashtag Uni was right the whole time. And she knows how bad that is, that she played that on her stream, because that got played in front of the key small group of people who she desperately needs to believe the opposite of that statement. So I don't even really think she cares about the greater of YouTube, the story, the bigger picture. I think all she really cares about is the small little YouTube beefs that she has with people, because that's where they create the basis for their cult. There has to be an us versus them in every cult. There has to be the secrecy that you get from the group of people, the little bit of power, the little bit of difference. You're better than the people outside of your group. Your group is the in group, and the people outside of your group that criticize you or that aren't in your group, they're the out group. And you guys know in group, out group, us versus them is the basis. It's the basic building blocks for a cult. So this completely blew this narrative. Also, she had been playing, what happened was when Nat said the original videos as the altar, before she came in to say that her altar was lying, it was all lies and everything else, and correct the record as Nat, they grabbed those clips and said, oh my God, we can use this to attack Katie, and rushed to their live streams. So another side of this is not just that little bit of an us and them thing that got destroyed by this happening, but it was also the fact that they can't use this against Katie. What do they got to do if they've got these videos that Nat did that are bad for Katie, and they want to play those for people? They want people to believe those things. They want people to judge Katie. They trusted what Nat said, and they said, if Nat says it, it's true. If Nat's saying Katie did this, then it's true. And they took Nat's stuff, ran straight to their live streams. But by the time they got there, Nat had uploaded the other video where Nat says, oopsie, I lied. Actually, the truth is Katie didn't do it. It wasn't Katie that I was talking to. And these people are anyway, just take a listen. Just take a listen.
And they were like going in and out and that's why the IPs were different. I know that they were heavily involved. I know that Steve was involved.
Oh my God, dude. This will become a meme, okay? Like, when you find out that you thought you were going to be eating, I don't know, you thought you were going to be cooking out and eating something good, but you got home and it was just macaroni and cheese. You thought you were getting a Mercedes-Benz, but when you looked at the car, it was a 1988 Ford. You know, you get me? This is a meme.
Were heavily involved. I know that Steve was involved.
Oh my God, it's like the best thing on the internet right now. The internet's really boring, just so you know.
Steve.
Steve! Robotic motion. Beep, beep, boop, boop, error, error. Did I play something bad for the cult? Now, I got a few things I want to say about this. Why didn't she react like any normal human being? Why didn't she react and say, now hold on, I've trusted everything Nat said about how Katie did this, and Katie manipulated Nat. Katie told Nat to do this. Katie and Nat did this. I've played this for my audience, and I trusted Nat saying this. But now, I don't trust Nat. I'm not playing any more of this video, and I'm going to run away, right? That's not a normal reaction. The normal reaction would be, oh, well, I trust Nat. So if Nat's telling me those original 4 videos were lies, now she's saying that it was other people, there were other people involved, and that core group of people who I was defending so hard, yeah, they're involved. Why isn't she like, okay, well, we got to trust Nat now? Again, I remember just in my last stream talking to all of you about how they have a different set of rules and restrictions and judgments for other people outside of the in-group than they do for the people inside of the in-group. Right? So if they think they can attack Katie with something, they're not going live to show you the truth. They're not going out there and looking for things on the internet and bringing it to you and trying to explain it and trying to give you what's actually there, the sides that are actually there, and good information. They're going and taking things that they think will further this narrative that they have, this narrative that they're building. They want things to be a certain way. They have things that will be productive towards what they do, and they have things that will not be productive towards their narrative. Hearing one of the key figures out there that's been literally, what happened in the Tati lawsuit? We had Nat show up. Nat said, Katie, talk to me. Here are screenshots. And then Katie came out and proved those screenshots were fake. And once those screenshots were looked at, they were determined to be faked. Eventually, Nat admitted those screenshots were faked, right? So that means Nat was, at some point, either Nat or someone around Nat created fake screenshots to try to prove to people that she was talking to Katie. So it's been a desire from this group of people to make you think that Katie has been communicating with Nat this entire time, to like almost put that into the mind of the public. So it makes sense that when Nat comes out and says those 4 videos, which we all know are already debunked by evidence. We already have a recorded video of Nat talking to whom she thinks is Katie. It's a dummy Katie. It's a fake Katie. It's a sock account. It's not Katie. It's someone it's either Nat trying to make it look like it's Katie, which it's possible now that we know that Nat was a core piece of like structure to the hacking, and according, of course, to what Saltzy put up, wrong one. I think I closed it. According to what Saltzy put up, we know now that Nat is at the core. Well, let's ask ourselves this, y'all. Who was Nat working with? We know we have evidence she was working with Tina and EKC. That is just, there's evidence of that. Boomy Morgan, okay? We know that. Right? How is anybody around Nat all the time, sitting around hanging with Nat, listening? Like, she don't keep no secrets. Nat always ends up coming out and busting herself, saying things that are, doing recordings that don't make sense, like that one video we put up. You really going to tell me that they were around her for that period of time, for that long of a period of time, and they talked to her about this subject in an intimate way, and they had no idea that this stuff was going on. They just basically were, oh, I didn't do anything but sit and talk to Nat, even though all of us tried to get Nat to talk to us. And even though, who made up Nat's narrative? Where did Nat's narrative come from? And not the real thing that happened, the fantasy land that they were communicating with Katie, or whatever the fantasy was. Where did that come from? That was already a part of the cult narrative. The cult's, what's another word you can use? I sent her reason for wanting to talk. Okay, I will, but I mean, I was trying to. All right. I'm not gonna. Okay, let's move on. We got a video I wanted you to watch and all this other stuff, but let's take a break so I can figure out what's going on. I'm gonna jump in general on my phone. Okay, so meet me in the general room, and I'll play some music. I'm gonna grab something to drink anyway. Let me see what's going on out there, because like I typically try to plan these things before a show. And because I really do kind of need to understand the whole thing myself and figure out things myself. But we'll see what's up. Let me see what's up. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Little bit of a pause there. Let's get back into this. So basically, I think I've caught you all up. And I know Irish has information to give us. So Navy's going to talk to Irish and get that set up. But I haven't even looked at the original videos that Nat put up, or really any other information on this. So you tell me what you've seen while I, yep. And Menace just sent this to me. I've got one of the recordings. And we're gonna just take a look at this. And I'm gonna get caught up with the source material because I haven't even seen this yet. So let's look at this. Maybe we can get Irish in later today on this stream. If not, we'll bring Irish in tomorrow. But we're gonna just take a quick look-see here at the source material and actually get caught up on what's going on. We're gonna skip through it. One thing I need is timestamps. So let me see if anyone have good timestamps for Nat's video, because I want to go through Nat's video here and just take a listen at what's in it before we get moving any further, just so that I can know what's up. Now hold up, I'm gonna see if I have some good timestamps. Okay. Here we go.
It really sucks when I come back to body and find things happening that I haven't personally done. Like, this is me, this is my voice, this is Nally. I hate that part about having the ID. Like, it had been given to me and I'd been like threatened to do that, and I provided him with the evidence. It had been given to me. Okay.
So, so this video has a few points that I haven't read to you yet. So here are the things, some of the things that were noticed from this video. So a quote from Nat: "The things with Steve, they're not going to stay secret forever." Okay? That's a direct quote. Then Nat says that she spoke with LMN last night on the phone, and there were 3 other people as witnesses. And then Dustin and LMN threatened and harassed her mom and her. She says she knows that Steve was manipulating her through her alters. He was talking to them without my knowledge. The fact that he orchestrated it is even worse. I don't know what that means, but all the videos were removed by an alter. Element and her man had a hold of her accounts. They were going in and out. She put up 4 videos, and then they all got taken down. So all of that is just BS. That's what Nat's recent video is saying. And this is video 5 for the evening. Okay. Then Katie responded to Michael Saltz. You're probably going to want to see this. 2 accomplices. All of these people are truly sick individuals, and I can't fathom putting anyone through the trauma these people have done to so many. I want to go to this tweet. Help from 2 accomplices in the United States. The FBI investigation has been going on for months. And that's in response to the FBI informed us they believe Nat is at the center of all the hacking and threats. Saltsy needs to go look in his message history, because one of the last conversations I had with him, one of the more recent ones, I told him that Nat was, and he convinced me to wait on that. Most likely wasn't true. Because she had given over all of her accounts, and people thought that was absurd. Because if you did it and you hand your accounts over, they're going to discover that you did it. Even if you delete things, because they're going to pull that stuff. Well, let's keep going here.
that was done in like, I think it was June time. I spoke to the sheriff like afterwards and confirmed to him that none of it was true, that it had been given to me and I'd been like threatened to do that, and I provided him with the evidence of me being threatened to do that, because I was threatened by Dustin, LMN, and the above.
Okay, hold on. I want to know who the above is that's threatening. Oh, well, I don't know if you want me to announce that or not, but I love you. I hope everything's great, and I'm glad I'm streaming tonight too. I'm about to get to a point though where I might, anytime tonight that I feel like I'm just like gonna need to check out, I'm just gonna start playing Tarkov, because I went through some shit that I don't wish on my worst enemy the last couple days. And it's really fucked me up in the head. Like, I ain't playing.
June
I ain't even playing.
I spoke to the sheriff.
All I'm saying is, if I just get overwhelmed or something, I'm just going to go to Tarkov.
Like, afterwards and confirmed to him that none of it was true, that it had been given to me and I'd been, like, threatened to do that, and I provided him with the evidence of me being threatened to do that.
That's what was wrong. My headphones were down really low, so now I've got this blasting really high. I'm sorry.
Because I was threatened by Dustin, LMN, and the above.
Who are the above? I think Nat has the wrong idea. Nobody... I can't say nobody. Okay, it's not normal for people out there to hate somebody just because they see them on YouTube, or to have like those types of hateful feelings towards somebody else for whatever reason. Yeah, Bunny. I mean, it is. It's just been going through some shit, you know. But it's not normal. So nobody hates you from, like, my whole thing, like, and my whole audience should be at a point where we're just kind of witnessing everything that's going on and watching and just, you know, giving our opinions on it. None of us would hate Nat or Katie or Steve or anybody. And it's crazy to find groups of people on the internet that literally hold those types of extreme emotions and extreme judgments and feelings towards other people. But nobody hates Nat. Yeah, things are great. No, things are great, but I just had to go. I just can't. If I bring it up, then, you know, people will say, you brought it up, so now we can talk about it or something. So I'm not going to bring it up, but it was I mean, I just can't. But it's good. It's good because a bad thing could have happened and it didn't. So
Erin had no involvement. Like, she isn't involved.
Okay. Really, this is what we need to hear. This is kind of where we need to start with. I need to know what's going on. I need to have a basis for what's changed or what's being claimed before I even talk to anyone else. So let me do that, and then we'll figure out, you know, what we can do after, because I'd love to know what Irish has to say. I want Saltsy to get back a hold of me, and maybe he'll give me just a statement. I know he can't give me certain info. I don't want info from him. I just want a statement so that we can update people, because a lot of people are I left my tea upstairs. Excellent. People are invested.
And Dottie was only involved, like, to edit a video, and it was supposed to edit something out. So LMN told me that.
Okay.
Had no involvement. Like.
So supposedly she's trying to say that EKC had no involvement. Involvement in what? In what? Before you actually state, like, you got to be able to say, here's what we did, here's what happened, whether it's good, whether it's bad, who cares? Here's the truth, here's reality, here's what happened. And then this person didn't do this or that. You get me? It's hard to follow when it's implied, but we'll see what we can do.
Because I was threatened by Dustin, LMN, and the above.
So this is telling me that Dustin and LMN are this other pocket. She's trying to say that Dustin and LMN are a different pocket, a different entity. And that might make sense if it wasn't for some of the DMs I've seen where literally they're telling Nat that Tina or LMN maybe it was Tina telling Nat, or maybe it was EKC, but I forget. One of them told Nat that they can trust LMN and listen to everything LMN says. And that's why I, after seeing everything out there, hold the opinion that I've given you in the past, which is that this entire group of people, which include LMN, Tina, EKC, and probably some others now that she's thrown some other names in there, crazy, most likely are all in a group that and see, because I know something that I've seen these guys do in the past. What they'll do, let's use the Pro Dachshunds example. They got this dude named Pro Dachshunds. He doesn't have an internet following. Nobody likes him. Everybody thinks he's a fucking asshole because he treats everybody like shit. And he goes around being this like crazily pompous, cocky, arrogant dude that has no right or reason to be. Complete liar. So he's assigned to do this dox and do that dox and go do this out there to someone, okay? And they think, the people who did it with them think that because he went and did it, you can't say that Reds was involved. You can't say that this one was involved. But in reality, yes, you can. Yeah, you're allowed to believe that. Who out in the community has this crazy desire for people to believe that, you aren't allowed to think this, even though they all hung out together. They all did everything together. They're even on a recording doing the deed together. And they didn't stand up and say, hey, you can't do that. So it's not like there's a disconnection. They were literally typing in the computer trying to help Pro Dachshunds dox somebody. So we know that's just one example of 100 examples, but that's the same kind of format that I believe happened here. You've got LMN and Dustin that probably hang out together, and you got Tina and maybe EKC. I don't know who they all hang out with, but regardless, they're all from an original group, an original pocket of people. They all have the same desires, the same intent, and they try to use, maybe if they have this person go and tell her to trust LMN, and then they fill LMN with what they all agree needs to happen here. This is what I think is more likely. Who knows, though?
Erin had no involvement. Like, she
had no involvement.
Isn't involved.
She's not involved.
Dottie was only involved, like, to edit a video, and it was supposed to edit something out. So LMN told me that we were on a 4-hour video call with Katie, and I believed it was Katie. Like, lie detector, whatever, I believed that was Katie that I was talking to, and I was really angry with her. Like, I was responding really angrily, and then I switched, and I don't remember anything past an hour mark in. And I know from the recordings I've got that the things that we're saying were psychologically, like, torture. Like, they were triggering me purposely. And I know that we had, like, the fidget toy that they were using, but you can hear, like, there is a part, like, so I've been through all of the videos, and there is a part of a video where LMN says, oh, I bet that account is going to threaten you, and then 20 seconds later the account threatens me. And
yes, we very much notice these kind of things. Yes,
listening to my alter's distress.
See, and this is the thing, like, hearing her say this is actually something that was very noticeable in the video. She's talking about instances that we have recorded. I only have access to parts of the recordings, and I've played some for you here. It's the video where Nat thinks she's talking to Katie, and LMN and someone else is on a line with her, and she's, like, reading what Katie's saying, because it's all typing. She thinks she's typing to Katie. In reality, she's typing to... You could only assume it would either be maybe LMN. But then again, probably not, because that would... maybe it was LMN talking while Dustin did it. Maybe they had another person helping them. Who knows, man? Like, all we can do is speculate until we have more information from Saltzy. When Saltzy gets more information, gets more facts, gets more things that can kind of validate what happened, we can add that to the information we already have and then come closer to getting to the actual truth. Now, maybe people like Tina or EKC look at the people in the community who think they had a hand and an involvement in what was going on, and they try to put it out into the internet like they're so shocked. They're so crazily, they're so insanely shocked at the fact that people would think they were involved in this whole mess. You were literally having DMs with Nat. And the things that we know that these people were saying to Nat weren't things that some neutral person would say. They weren't things that someone who didn't have an intent or didn't have a motivation would say. These are things like the biggest red flag is where EKC supposedly gets Tina, or maybe it was Tina that got EKC connected, and then one of them, after being connected, tells her, make sure you trust LMN. You can trust her. So it's like, we notice this because we pay attention and we're good at what we do, and then they get pissed because they're like, oh, that's not true. Well, if it's not true, why don't you just react like a normal person would? How would a normal person react? Well, a long time ago, you would have gotten on your channels and told everybody the truth about what really happened. Everything you did in regards to this, everything that you had a hand in, you would have broken it down and told the truth. Because you have two options. You can either come out and tell the truth, or you can lie and withhold information. So these people, though, also are people whose entire online persona is there saying that they believe that this YouTuber shouldn't be criticized. There's no criticism. They think they can tell that person how to act, how to dress, how to do this, and all that crazy shit. Like, it's not, I've said it a million times, they're not going to go out and criticize a YouTuber by giving their opinion, telling why they think that's fucked up or whatever. Instead, they go in and judge them. They want to literally change them. They want to literally run them, rule them, because in a criticism, there's no element of control, right? Especially in a constructive criticism. And you see an element in control in all the haters while they're trying to criticize what they call criticism. You have to take away the element of control, and it has to be an opinion. And then, yeah, I get it. When you just give an opinion, you don't get as much of a response. You have to have a hella good criticism to get a response if you're going to criticize. That, in my opinion, is why these type of people put that element of control into their criticisms, because they need to have a bigger response from the audience, a bigger response out there from them. And I think that the element of control is what changes it from criticism to something more nefarious. That's my opinion.
Horrific. Listening to Dustin and LMN laughing about that is horrific. They lied to me so much. And they were having secret conversations with my alters without me knowing. So how this disorder works is that...
Well, not everybody understands that, though. I mean, you would think a person that doesn't understand DID would assume they're just talking to a person, right? Maybe if you warned them first, but...
When I switched between alters, there is amnesia between us, so I have no idea what's happened in that time frame. And so when they were talking to my alters, like most often Dennis or Stacy, because Dennis and Stacy are both, they see themselves, they don't really see the rest of the body, they don't see consequences for anything, like they don't see a system, they just see themselves. And like, because I've had a lot of therapy, like a lot of my alters like know of each other, or know like the protector or what's not a protector kind of thing. But that's from years and years of therapy. But from that, they like knew who they could talk to and who they couldn't in the system. And
I have a hard time thinking that okay, here's what I got to say. If you have this disorder, I believe you do, and you have this disorder, wouldn't you not want to testify at a lawsuit that could affect someone's life in a drastic way? Wouldn't you be worried that you could switch alters while testifying, and wouldn't that matter? How is it with your how is this even allowed? How did they even say that Nat could testify? Right? I mean, she's admitting, and obviously she would have had to have admitted this to Saltzy and everyone else. Maybe she didn't, though. I'm not saying that she did, but that would make me think maybe Saltzy didn't know some of this. But you admit that some of your alters lie, some of your alters try to do some of this stuff, and they don't think of responsibilities. And my only thing is, doesn't that make it not able to testify in a court case because of these circumstances? And then how did that happen? Why did it happen? Because you know that the entire internet thinks something different, right? Like, the majority of us think that either Nat wanted to manipulate the Tati Westbrook lawsuit, or that the people around her tried to use her to manipulate the Tati Westbrook lawsuit. And if you'd say, well, then why did they choose Nat? Well, maybe because they thought that Nat couldn't face consequences. You remember that whole narrative early on? Nat believed it too. And that narrative came out from the same people that tried to get close to Nat, which was that she can't get in trouble because she's not from the United States, and that she has a mental disorder. So she's not going to get charged. She's not going to get in trouble if they find out she lied. Well, that's just garbage. Anyone would tell her, like, why are you rolling the dice? Like, how do these people know? Like, how does Tina and the people around her know if you're going to get in trouble just because you're from another country? By the way, you can very easily get in trouble because you're from another country. And, you can get in trouble regardless of the mental state you're in has to fit many different conditions before it could get you out of trouble. And even then, you don't, as I said this a few months ago, you don't get out of trouble because of your mental condition. Then the government's going to look and say, well, your mental condition causes a lot of damage to other people, or it has the potential to. So a lot of times people have to go into like a treatment facility. Instead of doing jail time, if they do something messed up, they end up going into a facility and then getting released when they know that their mental disorder can't affect other people. But who knows? Nobody knows. And I know for a fact that Tina and EKC and these people would have no clue.
And we have a journal that's basically our lifeline, and we have little notes around the house that says all sorts of things. But basically they were talking to specific alters on a secret messenger that was archived in Facebook Messenger. And luckily they took screen recordings that lead back to their pages. And it's all on a Dropbox and was uploaded and given to Saltz, and will be, like, it was given to the police and FBI kind of thing.
Well, you and all those people around you know that the FBI 100% is investigating this. Like, that whole meme, the whole boomer meme that was going on about how we're going to go stand out front of the FBI and take pictures so we can make fun of the whole thing. That is them literally making fools out of themselves. There's no reality in that shit. The FBI is looking into this. You've admitted it. Saltzy has admitted it. So I guess they'd have to, and I said this back then, they would have to be putting out the side that Saltzy's lying about the FBI's involvement. Like, the lawyer is lying about that when we know factually that he was threatened in the most horrible of ways. It's a hard reach, right? And that's what I mean by cult thinking. What kind of group could have power over people to make them believe something so absurd other than a cult?
I don't even know. I have I recorded myself having a conversation a couple of weeks ago when I come back to body. I've been out for the majority of the summer. I did a recorded conversation in August the 22nd with Saltz, Laney, and Irish something. And I spoke to Irish for about 3 days, and we went over loads of stuff, and it was good to like get it off my chest. A lot of things, like
Get what off your chest? Like that you did some hacking or something, or what?
like I told her,
And Irish can fill us in too
and I told
when she
Saltz
comes in.
in a recorded call, like I know from looking through things that I don't think I was ever hacked. I know that Katie McDermott LMN had hold of all my like accounts, and they were like going in and out, and that's why the IPs were different. I know that they were heavily involved. I know
Okay, here's one of the clips. One of the clips right here.
like accounts, and they were like going in and out, and that's why the IP McDermott in a recorded call, like I know from looking through things that I don't think I was ever hacked. I know that Katie McDermott LMN had hold of all my like accounts.
The only way that she can is if you gave her access. That's the only way she would.
And they were like going in and out, and that's why the IPs were different.
That's why you keep saying things about IPs and this and that, but I just don't know if you fully understand what you're saying. But
I know that they were heavily involved. I know that Steve was involved. I know that there was another person involved.
in what? In what? Gotta tell us what. You can't just say he was involved and then just nothing. Another person was. We have to know what. It's confusing.
I know that LMN friend was involved, and I know that she had her nephew do something. But there are things that she set up to. There's a Sassy Pants account on Twitter that I've been talking to that I believe is LMN. I say,
Why do you talk to these people? Like, you'd think that someone would step in and say, like, stop.
that because we had a recorded conversation with it, and that's with authorities and proves us not responsible.
I can't do this anymore. But what I can do is show you this. My favorite new video on the internet.
And they were like going in and out, and that's why the IPs were different. I know that they were heavily involved. I know that Steve was involved.
Just so everybody's on the same page, I'm going to make sure that all my peeps are on the same page. I don't believe a thing that comes out of Nat's mouth, okay? All we can do is take what Nat says and look at the evidence that's there, and that's it. At that point, we are stuck until... At that point, we are stuck until an investigation of some kind reveals truths. I very much think that Nat could say one thing 1 hour and then another thing the next hour, and as she did today, that both things being complete polar opposite, and when that happens, really, there's no value in it. Just as much as she says that LMN and Dustin are involved and that Steve's is involved, right before that she said that these people weren't. And what do I think really is going on? That we only can have that kind of guess applied to what evidence we have. So let's go through the evidence really quick. let me give you kind of a very brief thing here on what the evidence is, and then I'm playing Tarkov because this is not entertaining. It's valueless. It's dumb. Fuck this. Fuck this bullshit, man. I got better fucking things to do. So here's what's up. The evidence that we have. So let's look at why we have to talk about the story. Let's start with why this story has any value to anyone. So the main thing is the threats, okay? I need to use my pen. Pen's not going to help me spell. Let me see if... There we go. It's working. So the main thing is threats. All right. Threats. The threats were not of the nature like normal ones. No, you are the man, adorable snowflake, and thank you. Appreciate you. Missed you. Glad you're here. Good to see you. I love you guys. I've hated not being chilling with you guys every night and uploading for you every day. Okay. Threats of a crazy nature. Those threats were related to a lawsuit, so we need to have like that at least represented here. Thank you, Snowflake. Those threats are related to a lawsuit that could change a person's life. Okay? It could have negative consequences on a person's life. Whether you love or hate the people involved in this whole thing, whichever side it is you agree with or disagree with, at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't like Katie. It doesn't matter if you don't like the other side. It doesn't matter if you don't like Nat. Because there are things involved that are life-changing, and if you don't respect that, then you are a shitty person, just like the people you call out. So we've got threats, we've got a lawsuit that just like threats can affect somebody's life, a lawsuit affects somebody's life even more than threats, because you have to act on a threat for it to affect someone's life. You don't in a lawsuit, it's going to no matter what. And of course, you've got some people have their YouTube or their business hanging in the balance of this in different ways. So what I mean by that, whereas Katie's business hangs in the balance of maybe having the lawsuit destroy it or whatever, some commentators out there literally make their money by talking about Katie, by not giving their opinion. People aren't there for their opinion. They're there just to hear about Katie or whatever and hate Katie and attack her or whatever. So on every side, you've got the business aspect too. So these are major things that change people's lives at the core of this story. Now, the lawsuit was settled, and therefore, this takes away Katie and her effect to her business, though you still have to leave the business up there because other people still have their businesses that will be affected depending on what happened. Now, these threats were not regular threats. The threats are really the thing left. So we need to go into the threats so that you understand why. These aren't just like normal internet threats. These are like, you know, first off, the threats, who did they target? They targeted minors. They targeted minors of a lawyer. The lawyer was targeted to try to affect the lawsuit. Threats were then used to try to affect the way the lawyer handled the lawsuit so that they could, and every threat, what did every threat have in common? Everything that was trying to affect the lawsuit and the people's lives from the outside had one thing in common. It was all negative and against Katie. Okay? It was all negative and against Katie. So why does that matter? Because that means if you look at who, what, where, when, why, and how, if you look at the motive behind all of it, whoever was doing this was someone who hated Katie very much, wanted to affect her life. If Saltzy hadn't made an agreement with Katie, Saltzy wouldn't be targeted. Katie was targeted before this happened. And then during this lawsuit, the threats were amplified, the actions were amplified, trying to affect the lawsuit and trying to affect Katie in the end. So in the end now, it all comes down, not just to Katie though, but anyone that's on Katie's side from their perspective. And the desire, every action, so when they send a threat, it would say things like, they'd have a spoofed email talking about how Katie and Saltzy were hiring hitmen to try to go after the heroes, the people trying to save the day. And these things are all been shown and proven at this point. So this is the final point here. At the end of this whole thing, the people who did this went so far, they took minors and put them through using video editing software into prawn. And those minors were related to the people that we're talking about. So that's one of the worst things, but they also talked about how this people sending the threats would do R to certain people and then make the mother watch as it happened and then slit the throat. They combined our threats with death threats with other threats and then sent around these spoofed emails to every person that they considered involved, even Emily Baker, because she commentated on the issue. And in the end, the FBI had to come in because the people doing this went so far that they started to fear that some real life issue could come from it, especially when they saw certain people on the internet at the same time doxing Katie, trying to dox other people that were being threatened, and the actions of the people involved pretty much very clearly wanted to create a feeling of power, a feeling of control over the lawsuit to negatively affect Katie. They were so mad that she made the deal with Tati that now, after it's all over, it's almost insane to think that it's still being talked about and it's still happening, but it's because the FBI is making some leeway. So the one thing I know that I can trust is that Saltzy, when he put that out about Nat, that it's true. And you're welcome, Saltzinator. It took you a few months to be able to get there, but I swear, Saltzinator, if you don't remember, just scroll back. All you got to do is scroll back a couple months. You'll know what I'm talking about. And really, I don't know if this is just a bid to get more attention and to get people talking. I don't know why I'm always targeted, right? I'm going to give my opinion based on what's there. And I'm going to be sure to tell you everything that leads up to it. And then we're going to move on to talk about other things. I'm not here. I don't need this story. I don't need any story. And I'll do fine regardless of what I decide to do or cover. Just like I'm going to do fine while I jump down to the gaming room and let me do that now and invite Navy, Menace, or anyone else that's around to come in and talk with me while I play some damn video games. So, and I'm not going to be up late tonight, just so everybody knows. But need some music. A little bit of music. Oh, wrong song. Let's do let's go. Let me unmute myself in Discord. And maybe BCP, Menace, Navy will jump in if they're all busy. It'll just be us. So, I got my live chat right next to Discord so that I can see it real good. This over here, this way. Let me do this. See everything better. Let me move my live chat right here. All right, I got my YouTube chat right in front of me. Oh, you guys can't see me. Put myself back on the screen, huh? Perfect. And let's run around and shoot some stuff for a little bit while we talk about everything. Now, if you got an opinion, type it in. Yeah, Bill, we're planning on trying to have Irish on most likely tomorrow. I'm gonna see about getting Irish in Discord tomorrow. Talking to Irish a little off the stream, and I'd love to have Irish come on. I think it'd be fun. Because I would love to know what Nat said to Irish, but honestly, at this point, I don't even think Nat knows what she's talking about. I don't think she feels the gravity of the situation. I don't. We're going to start off with a scav run and interchange just to mess around. Just to play around. Remember, scav spawns with random shit. A lot of really bad weapons and armor. So yeah, it's pretty fun running around with hardly anything. But no, Billy, yeah, I would love to. I think it'd be fun to get some new people in. I know that Irish, if I'm thinking of the correct one, is a mod for Tipster and Chills with Keem. So I know that Irish is trustable to talk to in streams and stuff. And I'd love to know what the nuanced kind of thing is. But here's what gets me about what Saltzy said. Saltzy said that we're going to know more in court filings. And so basically that tells us, Chaz, is that you? I haven't seen you in days, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I haven't seen you streaming in a while.
Oh, I know, buddy. I had to do a couple things, but I'm doing a scav run real quick. But if you want to run in, I got a nice shotgun put together. I think it's going to do some damage.
Nice.
I'm too far loaded in to back out, or I'd probably jump back. But yeah, all right, August. Good to see you. Estella says, a person with DID... Oh, it scrolled. A person with DID usually has a protector personality, which is aggressive, does whatever is necessary to defend the host. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning things about DID, and I just feel like maybe Nat should get off the internet, or not to get off the internet, but get to a place on the internet where people can't affect Nat in a negative way. Like, I think that would be the best option. Because there's so many people who just keep messing with Nat's head and trying to exploit what she has going on with her. And I truly believe this, and God knows which people, okay? Again, you would expect that if... Okay, there are several people that have talked to Nat that we know of. We have DMs with some, like EKC or Tina or others. And if EKC and Tina and them want to affect the way we think about this, you'd think they would just come out and tell the fucking truth. So they would say, like, well, when I talked to Nat, it was because of this reason. I intended for this to happen. We talked about this or whatever, or... You know, every time these people talk, they exclude information because they don't want to make their friends look bad. And they always think about their streaming and online presence, and they never care to tell the truth to people and to be honest about things. So, they really, if they're going to withhold information, then don't get pissed when people take what they have and form their opinion with it, man. That's one thing I noticed so many of these people from this group do. So many of them do that. They get so fucking pissed and offended at the fact... Ooh, I'm wearing that. They get so pissed and offended at the fact that we're gonna make up our mind... Ooh, I need that. Based off of what we got. And then they say, well, you're wrong. Well, if you cared about us being right or wrong, why wouldn't you just jump in? And if you are being honest, it'll match up with what's already there. You won't even have to think. You won't even have to create in your mind. All you'll have to do is speak what happened. There is no creativity there. There's no making things up at that point, if you get my drift. All right, all I'm going to do is grab a few things to throw in my bag, and I'm going to get out, because I got a couple keys that I think are pretty expensive. I got Orb 1. I think I don't even have Orb 1 in my bag, so that might be good. Ooh, I don't want that drill. Dude, interchange is where everything's at, dude. I'm gonna tell you now. Interchange has junk just laying everywhere for you to loot. But it is scary. It is a pretty scary map. I will admit that. Especially when you're a scav and you don't have any good armor or weapons on you. Hey, a pack of dynamite just laying out at a supermarket. Oh, shit. So supposedly Nat admitted that she doesn't have DID and that her alters don't exist. I agree with Shin on this one when it comes to her popping up just for attention. Shin, I completely agree. So Nat at the wheel, she manipulated LMN to help her. I don't know if I believe that. What I think happened in that respect, Tina and LMN were definitely, or was it Tina and LMN or the other one? One of the two and LMN were working together, probably to try to manipulate Nat in the same way that they were trying to manipulate, oh, hold on, these are expensive right now. Probably in the same way that, like, I don't think that there was just no manipulation one way or the other, like, Nat trying to blame Katie, then Nat trying to blame Steve. Is she just trying to throw things out in order to get the different sides of each story to like, okay, she comes out and blames Katie in one altar and blames Steve on the other, then she feels she might have both sides of an engagement that will feel positive feelings towards her, but in the same respect, they might feel negative feelings too. They might not like, you know, the fact that you can't trust somebody to give you any information when they're too busy making things up and lying to give you a straight answer on anything. Though LMN, according to Nat, according to Saltzy, had 2 accomplices when it came to hacking. And I think we already know who those accomplices are. What the hell? AR what? Oh, AR 18-inch? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Shit. I got somebody right outside my door. Dude, what do I think really happened? I think everybody tried to use each other. Like, I even think Katie tried to use each person to her own advantage to an extent when she could. And what I mean by that, it'd be hard for Katie to use, you know, oh, hello. You gonna shoot me? You good, bro? Okay. I think it would be very hard for Katie to use EKC or Tina, but I think they all manipulated and tried to use each other, honestly. You've got... Am I going the wrong way? Yep. This way. Remember the live stream where Katie and Nat are on, like, K-Bax... I went the wrong fucking way. No, I didn't. Katie and Nat are on, like, K Baxter's channel, remember? And there's, like, an interview. And, like, Shitty Pickle comes in and tries to give a bunch of leading questions to Nat. And all that garbage is going on. Even, I think, Katie tried to play her hand at turning that situation against some of the people that she doesn't like by maybe pressuring Nat or leading Nat, right? And Nat's just a very malleable person. You get Nat next to you and she's going to want to please you. At least this is my perspective on her. So Nat's going to do whatever she has to do, even go to the extent of forming alters, and adjusting the reaction of them. So she kind of backed Katie in the live stream where Katie kind of led Nat. I just came out, Chaz, if you want to go in after this one. If you get, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. the damn Kay Baxter thing where Katie and Nat were both on a stream together, and Katie was kind of yelling at Nat, and then Nat was kind of saying things to try to make Katie happy and shit. So that's what I'm saying. So I do think even Katie tried to use the situation to her advantage a little bit in an untrue way. Because I think Katie took what she was hearing online and... Oop, there we go. And then, in a way, if what Nat's... Not Nat. If what Shin's saying is true, then I think Katie took what Nat was hearing online, or what she was hearing online, and tried to use it in her conversation with Nat to whatever advantage she could get, right? Now, that's if that's true, right? Katie's going to think I'm bad-mouthing her either way now. But I don't care anymore. I'd be interested in hammering out a timeline. When did Nat show up? Make her statements? We'll never know. We will never know. They always say 100 different things. And that's when you're trying to put all this information together, it's why it's so hard to narrow things down. It's different shit. Like every 5 seconds, there's some kind of different piece of information coming out. But I do think that I still hold... Oh, hold on. I gotta check that. 35K or 173 USD. I need the USD. Uh, 72 by 651. I don't need that. 11,000 or 38. I don't need that. I need that. Okay, now this is the one I want to know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. One little key worth $360,000. Okay. Sell. Sell now. My stream needs some money. We want to take some shit in. Sell. 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 I listed it really cheap. Sell. Cross your fingers for me, stream. If that shit sells, I'm going to buy a badass setup to take in. See, this is another thing, too. You constantly hear Nat say that someone was involved or this person was involved. I don't think we're talking about any single event that one person could be involved with or that. We're talking about a spider web of different events, a spider web of different people with all different motivations and concerns. But one thing I'd like to know, like if I was going to put it out there, is why was Nat trying to affect the Tati Westbrook lawsuit? I still hold to my opinions that I have when it comes to the Tati Westbrook lawsuit and this group of people trying to affect it in the way they did. I still hold my original opinions for you all to know. Those haven't changed. I'll change them if we get some information. But I still hold to it. Oh my god, can this key sell for God's sake? I need that money. 360. I listed it correctly, right? Yes. I'm the cheapest one. Somebody buy it. I'm still the cheapest. All right. Chaz, I got a gear set that I put together before the stream so that I could try to go out and get some money because I knew I was broke and I would need some money for this stream. So maybe by the time we get back from that run... Oh! Oh! It's so... I got money. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm not really rich. Menace still has 856,000 times the money I have. But for me, I'm rich. 400-some thousand for me. Oh, that rich.
I've been doing a bunch of scav runs.
I think that the threats in the Tati Westbrook lawsuit are completely separate from them trying to affect the Tati Westbrook lawsuit with Nat's testimony. So when we say that others weren't involved, factually others were involved. People helped create fake screenshots that were used as part of a filing to try and frame Katie up so that people would believe that she was talking to Nat. That's just factual. And not only do we have the proof that the screenshots are fake, but we also have them admitting the screenshots. We have one of them admitting who it was that helped them fake screenshots. You get what I'm saying, peeps? Okay, good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got a pimped out VSS to take in on the round after this next one, so let's get moving here. Need an SVDS low mount real quick. Oh baby. And I need to put a laser, but I'll get that. All right. Let's roll to yeah, fuck it. Let's go to interchange. We're probably going to die here, but you know what? It's a really exciting map to go with the peeps, to go for the stream, so let's do it. You did inject yourself. You can't see the game. It's up. This is the game right here. We just haven't gone into the round yet. We're getting in there. We're getting in. We heading. And she did try to inject herself in the lawsuit before or after she started talking to other people about KJ. I'm pretty sure it was after. Nat has been around in that community for a while. It's just to the degree that she was around. I think a lot of people started to distance themselves from Nat when she filed. Right? Like I always said that it was extremely sus for certain people who reached out to Nat because she filed in the lawsuit, because they're interfering and adding themselves into something really serious. And I think a lot of people agreed with me there, because like, what are you trying to gain? Like, wouldn't you be worried that something that you would say to her could end up affecting the Tati lawsuit? I'd like to know if she injected herself in the case, people found out, and then contacted her if they were all talking to her before she gave testimony. Well, I do know we have screenshots of conversations where at least a person or two, because it depends on when that other person first talked, and we just have like glancing information about that, but where at least one person with their friends started to communicate with Nat and try to get Nat in touch with other people, one of those people being LMN. And that's what makes a lot of people believe that not just that, but that being one factor leads people to believe that the LMN connection was that little like introduction was put together because that other person knew LMN and wanted them to start talking for a reason. And so my point is, why else do you... damn, Tarkov is loading fast tonight. My thing is, why else do you try to introduce Nat to LMN and tell her to trust LMN and listen to LMN? And you guys remember that whole thing that Katie and Nat put out during the K Baxter thing? Wasn't that the thing about Instagram that Steve brings up and flips out about? Right? Which led a lot of people to believe that it was more of a group effort of people around them than just like one or two of them. I say we round out here so we don't get caught in the crossfire, because this is a hot spot. We might get into a fight right now, so just be ready. But Lauren, I'm with you. Like, all of those things very much are also questions I have. And they lead me to believe more that maybe not. I don't think the hack. I think what Nat talks about when she says people are involved with is a lot of the hacking stuff. And I think the hacking stuff is a completely separate topic from the lawsuit and Nat or whomever helping Nat trying to lie using fake screenshots, things like that, to try to affect the lawsuit. Right? You following me? I think those are separate topics. Someone's right here. Careful, they're right on the other side of this big truck. Might be right up on the damn thing there. He's up top. He's up top.
Got him.
Did I? Ooh. Damn it, we gotta go this way. There still might be one more, so be really careful. Yeah, I think a lot of it gets mixed together. And I also think that's one of the reasons for a lot of the vagueness. There's a lot of vagueness. Like saying that this person is involved, it's like, involved in what? In what part of it? In what aspect? Fuck, right there, dude. I think I legged him. He's moving slow. Someone's coming around right now. Looked like a player. Lightly geared. Oh!
Got him?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go loot that guy.
He's got a scope and everything. Damn. Yeah, boy. Nice. Oh, let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I think Irish will be able to clear up maybe some stuff around the the hacking and the hacking accusation. I think that's the thing. A lot of the people that are around that. Oh yeah, we got another one down there. Fuck, 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 fuck. That was a helmet ricochet. Wow, okay. These dudes act like raiders, bro. He was right there. There's a player, but I think I hit him a couple of times. He's got a buddy with a scope. Careful. Careful, 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 bro. Head pop us. Oh yeah, that's a player. Guys, watch the back. They can come up the back. His buddy's trying to come up. He's trying to aggro us so his buddy can come up from the back. I guarantee it. Shit. Guarantee it, man. Fuck, dude. We should move in a little bit. Handle him on the short range. Just let him come up.
Which way you want to go?
I was gonna move in the right side, top a ramp. I don't think we can go in from there, though. I don't know. I don't know how dude lived through me shooting him. This. I was putting the shots on his. Those are the kind of things you start thinking that get you killed. Someone's running up, bro. Someone's running up.
Got eyes on the other ramp.
Here's dude running down there. Oh, fuck, there he is.
Where's he at?
Fuck. He's right here on this shit. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's behind the green truck. He's behind the green truck. I fucked him up good. He was looting. He's running. Are you running?
I'm coming up behind you, running.
You mother!
He's still distracting us. He's still trying to distract us. Behind that green truck still. You hold the green truck, I'm gonna run down there, cool? Hold the green truck, green truck. If he tries to pop out on me, tap him, tap him. Fuck, he moved. He's dead, he's dead.
Nice shooting.
Shit, where'd the SKS go? I just dropped. But there it is. M80, baby. He was looting someone over here. There he is. He was looting that dude. He just heard something up there again. Up the ramp we go. That dude fought it out all right, but... Alright, now we need to get some loot and then get the F out of here.
Do you know where the cargo manifest thingies are?
Yeah, I mean, I can take us to the one we're near here. We're in Ollie, I think. We'll take us to Ollie.
Yeah, I gotta do that one still.
Oh, yeah? Yep, it's right up here. Oh, careful, though. Oh, yeah, we got people here. Sounds like a scab.
Давай, мочи! Ты что давай тишь, смыл? Вот тебе. Ебанский парика!
Jesus, how many shots can you eat, motherfucker? Careful. Still hearing some shit. And that level 4 armor took 1,000,000 shots, dude.
Shocker.
What did I just see back here? Huh. Interesting. Alright, there's a couple other dudes or bodies, depending, around here. I don't think I caught that dude with that shot that I took, but I could have, I guess. There's another one. I don't see him. There he is.
Oh no.
Shit, I only got 10 bullets left in my shotgun. 18 with the ones in it. See any shotgun ammo? Oh, this might be it. Yep. Please don't have shit ammo, dude. Please. Magnum. Oh, thank God it's a Magnum buck. I can use that. Alright, manifests are right here. Right there. Alright, I got mine.
Grab this Saiga real quick.
Yep, hit it. I took the shit out of it.
Alright, which way did you go?
Right around the corner here.
Okay, it's nothing.
Yeah, your manifest is on this table right here.
Nice.
Now, we can go ahead and maybe grab this other manifest. Maybe. I don't know if it's too... dangerous or not. We got railway. Triton rig right here. All right, manifest. The other one that we need should be right over here in the back. We go through here and then over that way. I think we can get to it if I can find it. Fuck. Now, that was, I think, a player. Be careful, Chaz. There's a player right there.
Alrighty.
Yep. Yep.
Took you out.
I didn't see him. Yeah, I'm dead. He had shit ammo. I saw him at the last second. Got a lot of kills on such a shitty setup. I kind of took a shitty setup in. Almost 400 USD. That was a good run.
Son of a gun, I just walked into him.
Yeah, did he get you? All right, PMAG 308. I need PMAG. These bullets are way too damn expensive. Over 3,000 a round. My God. Need like 60,000 just for 20 bullets. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. You live, Chaz, or you get you?
No, he got me. I walked right into him.
Hell yeah. It happens. We had a good run, though.
I'll be back in like 10. I gotta take care of something.
Oh, you're good, bro. You're good. I might have to myself, actually. Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably gonna jump offline myself, y'all. I've just been kind of depressed in the last few days dealing with some shit, but let me open up my video editor and I'll show you what I got going on. Real quick. I got this video done. It's actually a really funny intro. You guys are gonna like this. I'm gonna give you a preview of the video I'm gonna upload hopefully tomorrow. I wouldn't assume anything will stop me. All right. Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out how to open projects. This it? Because I'm dealing with a new video editor, so. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. All right, so here's what I got. So I was gonna release this one yesterday. Then I had some family stuff that happened, and I'm gonna just give you my intro. You're only gonna be able to see. Maybe I could fix this. Hold on. Maybe I can make the window a little bigger. Oh yeah, here we go. So I'll make the window a little bigger, and I'll give you guys who are here a preview of the video that I'm releasing on UNIRock 2. But here's the intro. It's funny. You know me and my stupid memes, but and I'm glad to announce to you that my video editor that I got, this new one, is badass. Anyway, let's see if I can get it to play here.
No, we won't. No, we won't. This is because of you. It isn't because of me. Trying to call out, it's because of you. Going home.
Okay, we're back with Uni News talking about Todd Chrisley's lawsuit against Katie. She's filed a motion to dismiss. It starts off saying that Todd Chrysler stuff, that he is a national personality, broadcaster, real estate I am so dumb with my weird form of comedy. Mogul. Essentially, let's get through this garbage. He's a public figure. Through this garbage. Let's get through this garbage. Says that Katie is a YouTuber. I cracked myself up. Our favorite journalist. Focusing on celebrity news, entertainment stories. Now, the Twitterverse is going nutso over the fact that she called herself a journalist. Because back during the Tati case, she didn't. Winner, loser, draw. Now we've got the defendant is a YouTuber and reported on over the last 3 years. Blah, blah, blah. This is reported on blah, blah, blah. Boring. I just great coverage. Chrisley admits in the complaint his daughter, Lindsay, gave a nationally televised interview on the talk show Dr. Okay, so this is what you're getting, y'all. But then I go into this this thing here. So hold on. You gotta see so this. Obsessed with every clip. This community is a really hypocritical community. I just want to put that out there. And I know that that's not this channel. I know that's not. But anyway.
I was deceased. I was dying. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like...
I have to listen to Katie now.
How did she do this?
How'd she do what? How'd she do what?
I was laughing so hard.
Oh, hell.
It really amazes me how nasty people are to her simply because she's related to the Duggars.
Well, that's number one. Number two, it's crazy how nasty people are to her because of, like, YouTube talking. But anyway.
And I was like, why are you so mad at her for literally being related to the Duggars? You know what I find interesting? So the person that she was impersonating, she's like a YouTuber. And
okay, so obviously she impersonated somebody. Let's go back to Barbie's video. That should tell us who.
Was a total misunderstanding. I've already apologized to the people who thought that the video was...
Spoiler alert, it was Barbie's.
...about. In no way was...
Well, you shouldn't have apologized to him if it was in no way about him. Or if you weren't doing something to them. You shouldn't be apologizing to him. That's the most SJW kind of thing. They would even be demanding an apology if you were just joking. I don't even... See, this is why I don't go through this shit. It's so fucking dumb. Tracking down people's businesses.
Hella stressed. Like, bad.
I start to go off, man. Like, I just get fed up with this community and I start going off.
Bad. So, I go on Twitter and I'm going through there and I see that LB, Leslie Bass, that's what she used to be known as, uploaded a video talking about the Amy Duggar and without a crystal ball situation. She was talking about the apologies both of them had. Or both of them, you know, posted or whatever and then whatever through each other.
I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty funny video when I get it uploaded. Hopefully tomorrow. Never apologize unless you really messed up. Unless you did something wrong. Don't apologize for jokes.
Y'all know what she didn't do? She didn't mention my name not one time.
I'm snoring again. Oh, wow. Boo. Fucking hell. I'm outie. This is why I don't follow this bullshit. Thank you. Enough of that.
I can only deal with so much.
Damn, I actually was pretty funny in this. We have that in common.
Honestly.
Pretty funny.
Anyway, she does that video. After that video comes out, Backwood Barbie goes off. She goes off on Twitter. She goes off.
I saw this happen. All Things Sassy. And I know it's probably a huge mistake for me to be watching All Things Sassy. She probably hates my guts, right, peeps? They all hate my guts, so why do I care? Like, let them hate my guts. That's kind of funny. Anyway, keep going, All Things Sassy. Me like
off on YouTube. She keeps making video after video after video regarding this.
I put so many like lowbrow jokes where you can't tell if I'm joking or not in this. Like, there's at least 80.
But she made a video. She said she reached out to Amy on every single platform because she wanted to
I'm sure she did.
Get in touch with her.
I'm starting to figure things out. Let me pause my recording and find a tweet for you. Oh, look, I found it. Yay. So I should have put in like, I should have did a little effect there, but these are the things I do when I'm done with the video, so it might get in. I might miss it, though, because it's a long video. It's like a 40-minute video, okay? Minnie's tweeted this out after this was sent in to me and him. Make sure you're subscribed to Menace. You can find his content through his Twitter, which you'll find his Twitter through my Twitter at UNIRocktv. Tag her and her business and ask why she chooses to side with WOACB, who's an evil bully who hurts and has hurt many people. See, here's my issue, Barbie. You are too. Now, I didn't think this before this last engagement, so I don't want you to... Damn, I'm spitting truth bombs. I'm dropping truth bombs. It's been a minute because I recorded this days ago and I was editing it to release yesterday and then a bunch of shit happened. So, damn, it feels like it was a year ago already, man. Oh, I think I'm making some like forever judgment on you. I'm not, putting you down. Though, what is you encouraging people to go out and target Amy Duggar's business and social media accounts like you did? Well, how is that not a Katie move? And the issue I have is so much of the... Look at this zoom. Look at this slow-ass zoom I put in, man. I'm on point with the editing. The anti-KJ community is so sided now that it's obvious that they are. They were really careful during the Tati lawsuit, and ever since it went away, they've gone back to how they were before the Tati lawsuit, whereas... if earlier in this video, when I'm going over the Chrisley lawsuit, we have people that can't even admit that Katie's filing is much better than Chrisley's just because they don't want to ever admit that anything could be good for her side. By the way, it's not good for her side to admit that her filing's better than Chrisley's. Just to put that out there. Though, to continue, she tag her, listen to this, tag her, meaning Amy Duggar King or whatever her name is, and call her ass out
whatever her name
on
is.
every platform, her business too, and she says that she's serious. So don't say that you're not
so serial.
exactly like KJ. This is a KJ move. Maybe Sassy is going to give us a little more of an explanation here, and let's hear it and see if she does.
So much so, she threatened Amy that she was going to go to her business and hold signs and make sure everyone knew how dirty of a person she is.
Just because she talks to Katie? Well, it's no wonder that Amy Duggar cut off all contact with Katie. The anti-KJ community is... well, this portion of it, of course, that portion of the anti-KJ community is trying to force the response instead of allowing Amy to make up her own mind. When you put these pressures, the reason... Truth bombs. Just too many truth bombs, peeps. I can't keep listening to my truth bombs because my head's going to explode if I don't stop listening to my truth bombs right now. So catch those truth bombs when I upload my next video on UNIRock 2. Judy, why has it been so long since you've been uploading? Because I've literally been like, instead of putting out like a 10-minute video, I've been putting out like 40, 50-minute videos. This video is like over an hour, and I had to edit it down. And then instead of editing like quickly and like getting it so I could put it out, I've been like going in and doing an edit every 3 seconds. So like combine that with trying to take care of the stuff going on with my family, and that's why I've been uploading very slowly. So... though I mean it, y'all, it's been an ordeal over months trying to get things together. And it involves one of my kids, and that's why I'm not going to tell you much about what's going on. But yeah, so luckily we have it resolved now, at least for the next few months. So I'm hoping that after these next few months that it'll be resolved permanently, but I am confident it will, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's been probably the hardest thing I've had to deal with in my entire life, and I've been through some shit. So, me saying that, I'm not trying to like exaggerate. I'm not joking. Like hearing like 10 years, when someone says like, "What's the hardest thing you had to deal with in your whole life?" I'm gonna call back to the end of 2021, dealing with all this. So, you know, in 5 years of YouTube, I've uploaded very regularly, regardless of what's been going on. If I couldn't put out like an edited video, I would always go live, and I might only take like a day or two off here and there. So yeah, I'm glad to get back to having time and peace of mind again. Ugh, man. But, like I said, I still have one more thing to do, and that's tomorrow morning. And that's why I'm going to jump out. I want to play with Chaz for another hour or two, but I just don't have time. I don't want to be too exhausted in the morning. And then after I get things done in the morning, I'll probably, honestly, like being real with you, I'll probably take a nap If I don't, then I'll just upload the video because it'll only take me like an hour to get it ready to upload. I've only got like, so the video's like this long. I've only got like that much left to do. But if I do take a nap, it'll be out in the afternoon. So yeah, finally. And once I get that uploaded, what I wanted to do was come in and catch everybody up to where this whole thing is with this lawsuit with Chrisley, Todd Chrysler. Now, I've got some revelations for you that I didn't get to report about the other lawsuit. Oh no, it's fine. No. Thank you, Globus. And look, tomorrow is going to be good no matter what. Tomorrow's not a roll of the dice. Tomorrow's good. So yeah, but the thing is, the other lawsuit, you know, the nuclear Stebenstein McTwitterfingers lawsuit. I love that name. It makes me happy, that name. I will be doing a meeting in the general room after this for anyone that's around. So I'm about to end the stream. So if anyone's going to be in the general room, hop in there if you want to talk to me. Though I got some information about the Stebensteinian lawsuit. Now, you know, the GoFundMe went down. He got it back up. Okay, so good for him. I do believe that if he doesn't lie and schmooze and bullshit people, he should be able to fund a lawsuit. I think he should have a lawyer, even though I don't agree with what he's doing. So as much as I object to the nature of his lawsuit and crowdfunding it like he is, I really don't care if he does. I hope that he gets enough money to fund his defense. And I mean that. He can lie all he's going to go tell everybody I'm lying because he thinks I just hate everyone and I'm just this evil motherfucker. Right? But simply not true. I actually just hold to my opinions, and that's what I do. That's what I cover. So now, just so you're caught up, I wanted to catch everybody up with that. And the newest piece of information on that lawsuit, and I want to pause my audio for maximum impact, is that he hadn't even begun to file it. What we saw from Truth Sleuth has been admitted by them to be a draft. We weren't told it was a draft. We were told it was a filed LOL suit. So this is what pisses me off, okay? They think that I'm covering their shit to, I don't know, whatever their stupid fucking narrative is. I was covering it because I do think it's important for us to follow these kind of lawsuits because they take away free speech on our platform. And while people should be able to sue each other and get justice for things that are done wrong, what he has listed as reasons for suing her are bullshit. And we fact-checked them and proved that he's either lying or leaving out key information and pulling a quantum eraser conspiracy theorist of the opera bullshit in order to just basically create a dummy-ass lawsuit. And an example is, as you all know, the thing about, what's it called? The VAWA. VAWA does apply. He knows that. So now they've tricked back to semantics. And their side is that Katie's saying that the judge enacted VAWA is a lie. It's not that VAWA applies, it's that the judge didn't enact it. Well, yes, the judge did. It was added to the law. Well, it applies to every lawsuit. Actually, not true, but we'll tell yourself whatever lie you got to. RO. But the point I'm trying to make is, if he wants to go in and sue, I think we should follow it so that we can see how these lawsuits, if they're not real, if they are unjust and they are lies, like we can show you, that I've shown you that my opinion is that it is, based on the evidence that we have, that would mean that you're not going to just get away scot-free. You're either going to do a massive amount of damage to yourself filing it and taking this bullshit in to try to harass the person because you're that closed-minded and angry and whatever, or you're going to get an equal reparation done where it takes away from that person and gives to you to put you back into whole, to make you whole, okay? So the point I'm making is if he can file his bullshit lawsuit, and I hope that he gets it funded for a defense, even though I don't believe he'll use all the money for a defense. Because I think he should file this. I think he should go to court, and I think he should lose. And that way he'll learn his lesson about harassing people in the way that he is. So, though, my whole entire point was about me covering it, remember? And what I'm trying to say to you, even though I think we should follow these, if he gave us a fucking draft and then we were lied to, remember, we were told they're in the damn discovery phase of this lawsuit. We weren't told that he's in some kind of weird preliminary discovery phase. We were told that he's in the discovery phase on several different YouTube channels. What did they source? His tweet. You following me? You with me? If he is lying, if he can't correct that information, if he can't go out and say, look, hey, now, no, this is what's up. If he can't be real with us, I'm not going to cover his stuff. I'm not going to go do what these other YouTube channels are doing and attempt to fucking put out what's really going on with all this garbage when they're just going to live in this fantasy land that he's already filed. And it's been months since he filed and he's in the discovery phase. And yeah, and then his little fucking goblin co-host, liar extraordinaire, goes live and admits that it's just a draft. And that's why they blocked out. They didn't block out the lawyers because they were concerned about harassment, according to his co-host. It was because it's a draft. And I find that so fucked up that I'm not covering it. I'm not covering it until there's a major development. And what I mean by that is it's been filed in court, and it's not just a filing. It's a filing that matters, that changes something, that actually, furthers the story. So they'll get what they want. They don't want me talking about them. They bitch all the time if I talk about them. Even if there's some big update to something we've covered in the past, we're just supposed to let it go, right? We're evil if we talk about it. But you can have what you want. We won't talk about it. And when it comes, one thing I've noticed is when I go quiet, you know how I had all this shit happening at home in the last, couple months, and then it crescendoed in the last week up until the last couple days. You realize how much they've been trying to bait me in to an engagement with them? And I'm not, why is my chat locked up? My chat's locked up. Let me fix it. Do you know how much they've tried to fucking bait me into an engagement with their dumb asses? I thought you didn't want me talking about you. You didn't want my opinion in this thing, right? But now all of a sudden I'm supposed to just, be baited into talking about them and tried to be sucked into it. They want me talking about it. They want me giving my opinion so they can go in and try to play their fake ass fight with me. And when someone tries to do that with me, if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I just laugh at them. I just sit and laugh and clown on them. And then it's, oh my God, Uni's so evil and he hurts my family and he's, all these things. The reason they can't prove it and they don't have clips to back it up is because it's not true. I'm just giving my opinion on my channel. How do I have all this power? I'm supposed to be this irrelevant guy. I'm supposed to be this massively irrelevant shitty rock. Well, what they're going to realize is that they're going to miss having me making their drolly bullshit interesting, because that's what I did. And that's my job. I said this earlier today in Discord. I said that I can take a cock and ball torture obsessed man with a shit dog and make it into an interesting and entertaining endeavor in live streams over a period of days. And that's my specialty. And they're going to look back and be like, damn it, we need that UNIRock covering this. We need him breaking this down. I'm going to take my attention to more important things. I'm going to take my attention to things that I like again, things I want to cover again. And don't be pissed, because I've done my due diligence here in the several cases that have closed that we followed. And I will be giving you those documentary-esque kind of like, summation videos. I'll be giving you those. I can't promise you when. Remember, when I did the end of the whole Red's Rhetoric thing with him defrauding everybody and all that and completely destroyed his presence on the platform, I did that like 9 months after I first covered it. You get me? So when I do Fraud Raiser the movie, it could be in a month, and it could be in a week, and it could be in 6 months. But when it comes out, I think it's going to be grand. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. But I want to get back to covering some of the stuff I like to cover, and I want to start uploading my retro gaming content, my Tarkov content, and my funny stuff, you know, my funny videos and my gaming videos here on Rock A Lot. And yeah, we're still going to be doing these streams on Rock A Lot, and hopefully we'll be streaming a little more on UNIRock too, because I still like streaming there. So either way, listen to what Shin said. Where at? Where'd Shin say it? Is it in the chat? They are baiting you to make you a part of their drama, Uni. They need me to be part of their drama. They do. Because if they picked somebody else to make the target of their fake pseudo drama bullshit, it wouldn't be entertaining. It wouldn't be fun. Because that's what I do, man. I make live streams entertaining as fuck. You can hate me all you want, but it's true. I go back and watch some of our old live streams we did around those time eras. Those are good. There's some good live streams. There's some good, like, segments and stuff. Some good jokes and stuff. Oh, yeah, they spent whole weekend sending SH tweets to Uni when he stopped talking about him. They want Uni for more content. They do. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to have time for it. The reason, though, is because I'm going to be doing what I'm going to call UNIRock Season 6, and which is going to be me kind of going into another form of commentary over, like, trending events and stuff happening on YouTube and internet culture and internet history stories that I want to cover, which is just my normal UNIRock content from my main channel and UNIRock 2 mixed together. So that's going to be my main focus for uploaded videos, along with some of the crowdsourced criminal stuff that I do, which that's what Fraud Raiser, the movie, is going to go under, is crowdsourced criminals. And then, of course, the gaming / longer live stream content here on Rock A Lot. And that's my format. So hopefully that's good enough for those of you that want to watch me. But either way, it's going to be fun and entertaining, and we're going to have a damn good time. And we're still going to meet over here, watch videos, break shit down, and have the clan. We're going to have the squad fam over here. Just remember, I encourage you to watch whoever you want. There's not a single person on the platform or the internet that I'm going to tell you not to watch. I encourage you to hold your own opinion, regardless if it's in line with mine or against it, regardless of the story we're talking about. And hopefully you'll give me that opinion somewhere so I can hear your perspective, factor it in. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're wrong, and we can talk about it, because that's what true, that's what real peeps do. They don't try to hold off one realm of thinking or one type of content, because they should be smart enough to be able to get to the bottom of something and reconcile those things. And instead of sitting here and being cringy for another 30 minutes, I'm going to go. But I love you guys, and I appreciate all of you that reached out. And all of you that, you know, I try not to get mushy and all that, but, you know, I couldn't have got through it without you guys. I just want you to know that. And I will see you tomorrow, because even if I don't do anything else, if I don't get the upload up, I'll definitely be here live streaming or on Twitter. So I hope to see you there. I'm out, EG. Peace. See you tomorrow. Hit it, Busy. Hit it, Busy. Shut up, Busy. Just push the button. No, the fourth one. It's the fourth button from the left. You know what one it is. Just push it. Yeah, that one. That one.